The assassination in Ecuador of presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio has sent shockwave through the nation. The government's response includes a state of emergency and murder investigation amid a general escalation of violence.
The assassination of presidential hopeful Fernando Villavicencio has thrown Ecuador's coming elections into turmoil. President Guillermo Lasso called the crime an attempt to disrupt a democratic process and declared a 60-day state of emergency. The measure involves the deployment of military personnel across the country, aiming to restore calm and security.
We must all remain united. Amid the loss of a Democrat and a fighter, the elections will not be suspended. On the contrary, they must be held. We must strengthen democracy.
Villavicencio's unexpected and tragic demise has sparked concerns over the safety of Sunday's elections. Many believe Villavicencio's outspoken stance against organized crime, drug cartels, and corruption led to his assassination. On the campaign trail, Villavicencio told supporters he had received death threats, referring to them during a speech shortly before he was killed.
You are my bulletproof vest. I don't need it. You're brave people, and I am brave like you. They said they were going to kill me. Here I am.
Within hours of Villavicencio's murder, Ecuador's Attorney General's office said a suspect was killed in a shootout. The following day, police announced the arrest of 6 Colombian nationals belonging to organized crime groups who allegedly played roles in the assassination. Despite the swift efforts to apprehend suspects, Villavicencio's lawyer, Luis Fernandez, criticized the authorities for not properly protecting the candidate and not saving his alleged assailant.
What was appropriate and legal was to provide aid, to take him to the clinic to save his life and be able to find the material and intellectual authors of this crime.
Ecuadorian citizens have expressed shock and outrage over the assassination and surge in crime. Ida Paez supported the slain presidential candidate.
We are in the hands of narco crime throughout the country. We can't continue to live in this constant state of insecurity every day. We want peace in our country.
On social media, a criminal group calling itself Los Lobos claimed responsibility for Villavicencio's murder, but another group purporting to be Los Lobos disputed its authenticity.
We don't cover our faces. Nobody speaks for us. Let us be clear that we have never killed government people or civilians.
Meanwhile, 7 presidential candidates recently showed up to a debate surrounded by additional security, with one even wearing a bulletproof vest. They all addressed the country's rising violence and insecurity as a top concern.
We have to lead, equip, and train all our law enforcement agencies and integrate all intelligence sources.
We have to limit entry of citizens with a criminal past.
President Lasso requested assistance from the FBI, which has arrived in Ecuador to aid in the investigation. In the midst of the uncertainty, Ecuadorian citizens are demanding justice and answers while preparing for the elections. For Néstor Aguilera in Quito, Ecuador, Veronica Villafañe, VOA News.
According to the International Labour Organization, small and medium-sized businesses account for the majority of enterprises, and employment in Nigeria has risen in the past few years. But about 80% of these businesses fail, and VOA is taking a look on why these businesses fail and what the Nigerian government is doing to help them achieve the expected success.
It has been 8 years since Onzigba Idi started his graphics design and printing business in Abuja, the Nigerian capital. Despite the high demand for his services, he has trouble staying afloat. Idi says several factors have hampered his business growth.
Electricity has been the biggest challenge. Then, because apart from the fact that there is no lights, also the fuel prices and all that has also surrounded this whole factor. It's been challenging. And then supply of materials. We don't get any support. We don't get any loans. We try to access loans by ourselves. We don't have that opportunity to get grants from anybody. It's been very difficult trying to struggle through.
Nigeria is home to nearly 37 million small and medium-sized enterprises, representing about 96% of all businesses there. According to the International Labor Organization, these businesses contribute 48% of Nigeria's annual gross domestic product. But according to the Small and Medium Scale Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, about 4/5 of these businesses fail before they turn 5. Isaac Boti, an Abuja-based economist, blames the situation in part on haphazard government policies.
There are actually a number of programs that the government has rolled out in the last 4 or 5 years to help promote SMEs in Nigeria. But again, lack of monitoring, for me, the implementation of these programs is an issue. So we have it on papers that the government has rolled out certain programs to help the SMEs. Who is tracking the implementation of that program? To what extent are this program effective?
Tax expert Emmanuel Agboloko said the complex tax system in Nigeria is another burden that hurts these businesses.
For instance, a small and medium enterprise may be based in Niger State, but may be have an operational office in Abuja, which is a federal capital territory. The Niger State government will be expecting the taxes from that small and medium enterprises. The FCT will be expecting the tax, so it becomes a multiple tax system that is very difficult to resolve.
Besides streamlining the tax system, Agboloko says there are a number of steps the government could take to encourage small businesses to grow.
Giving tax incentives to small and medium enterprises or waiver. They should be given the number of years they can operate without paying tax, and then they encourage them to go into production, grant them capital. We have Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture, so they should be encouraged to take soft loans to such enterprises.
Economists believe that if given sufficient support, small and medium-sized businesses could hold the key to bringing down Nigeria's high unemployment rate and easing chronic and widespread poverty. For Gibson and Mecca in Abuja, Nigeria, Amy Katz, VOA News.
Welcome to English in a Minute. Biting your nails is a bad habit, but can you figure out what this expression means?
Nail biter. I am so excited to watch the soccer game tonight.
I know! Both teams are really good.
I think it will be a real nail biter. It's probably going to come down to the final minutes.
A nail biter is something that causes stress or makes you feel nervous. Many people who are nervous do actually bite their nails, which is where this expression comes from. In our example, Jonathan guessed that the soccer game would be a nail biter and that no one would know who would win until the final moments of the game. And that's English in a Minute.
The Voice of America, VOA.
Thank you for staying with me on MLINE Top 3 Updates powered by VOA Voice of America, and thanks again if you stop by at my Instagram account at mirza_wardana. Click on the Instagram story or the profile to see the shopping recommendation that being posted over there. Until next time, bye bye.